Hi, this is Robbie and welcome to my video blog. Today I'm going to talk about the last week, the experience that I had. I'm a very positive person and I believe in the power of thought process, and if you think you're going to create something and you do the footwork to create it, that it will happen for you. Um, Unfortunately, last week I forgot that. Sometimes we just forget things that we know, and I went into what I would call a slump, if you will. Uh, all of a sudden, I thought to myself, oh, this is so much hard work because I'm marketing the book and it's so difficult, and I'm creating a bestseller one book at a time, as I've said in the past before. And so I made it an important goal for me to sell one book at a time every day. I'm sorry, sell one book a day. And I had a couple days there where I didn't sell that one book a day. And so I didn't realize how much that was going to affect me. And the negatorians that live in my mind started talking really loud. They have their own little room, and usually the door is closed and locked, but every once in a while they can get out. And when they get out, they wreak havoc everywhere. Um, so, oh, there goes a bird. Oh, there it is again. Okay, anyway, so that was a little humor, the bird humor. Um, so the last week I was really feeling down and became really hard on myself, and why did I ever do this? And when I decided to self-publish, I my thought was it wasn't about the business of the book. It was more about the love of the book and putting it out there. And that was my goal. It wasn't to then try to make as much money as I could from the book, which I still want to do. But I have a different point of view about it. And it really affected me that I wasn't selling every day. And so I had to go through a process where the voices, they started and then they started getting louder, and it kept getting louder until it got to the point where I couldn't even hear my regular thoughts. The negatorians were so loud. And the um, parts of me that always feel good about myself and positive, where did they go? All of a sudden they were gone. And when they completely leave, you go into a place where you forget about them. And then you become a victim of the negatorians, as I call the little gang. They're gangsters, gangstas. The gangstas that live in my mind that for no reason just show up, wreak havoc, and then take their leave. So I went through that, and finally, after a lot of medication, finally I realized that that it wasn't about the business of the book. It was about the book itself, and I spent a lot of time creating it. And I'm really glad that it's out there and that people are reading it and giving it 5-star reviews. And I really still believe that I'm creating a bestseller one book at a time. Um, it's just that I don't have to sell one book every single day. That's the freedom that I've given myself. Um, oh, look, another bird. Oh, there it is. Whoops, wrong way. That's a reference because last time I spoke, I said that a bird could go by, but a bird didn't. And so I thought I would have a bird go by today. So I thought I would read a little bit of my poetry from a book that I wrote a while ago called Unstrung Heart. And you know that you've made it when your name is bigger than the title. The first book that I ever wrote, oh, I should have had a copy right here, but the name is really big, and the name of the book, and my name is really little. Now I was up to this point. This was the last book that I wrote prior to my son passing, and there's poetry in here also. It's a collection of poems, poetry in here about the loss of my son, and then that's the last time I wrote for 13 years. So this poem is called Tart. Tart, like the first time you slept with me, and I gave way to your magic charms. Snakes slithered somewhere across the room. I didn't care, didn't see them then when your kiss blinded me. And those glamorous words you wore decorated all over the dirty secrets you kept under wraps. Tart like the crisp night air deep in my chest as I gasped, called your name, the pleasure deafening. Couldn't hear the rattle of the tails warning me, beware, snakes all over the floor. I'm going to have to start this over. So.